If you're an OEM that is still running your solution on an older version of Windows Server or SQL Server, this is the video for you. Let's take a look at the roadmap. All right, let's jump into it. So for the Microsoft IoT Embedded channel, we're going to take a look at the Windows Server IoT and SQL IoT Server roadmap and see where we stand today. Let's jump into it. So starting off with the Windows Server, you'll notice, or maybe you won't notice, but Windows Server 2008 has finally reached the end of support and end of life. The product had a 15-year life cycle. So it had 10 years of support, 15 years of life, 3 years of extended security updates, and it finally has disappeared from the roadmap. So absolutely, if you're on Server 2008, you should have moved on by now. Because there is no longer even any extended security updates. But let's look at the current roadmap and start with the oldest product, Server 2012 and 2012 R2. Even though that was two separate products, they still had the same end of support date and the same end of life date. So we here in the embedded channel still sell the old Server 2012 and 2012 R2, which came out a little bit later, right? But both have the same end of support date, and you can see that it just recently ended support, which means no more security patches, no more hot fixes, no more tech support. If you have a solution on that product, you are vulnerable to security issues. And ultimately, you do have an option of extending the security. And I'm actually writing the way down here at the bottom, you'll see the extended security update option for Server 2012 and 2012 R2. You'll see the part number. They have a year 1, year 2, year 3 option. So you can extend those securities out 3 years. And I'm actually right in the way of the dates. So let me see if I can duck down here out of the way of the dates here. So you can see the coverage, October 23 to October 24. And that does it 3 times, 1, 2, 3. So that product, even though you can still buy and sell it all the way till 2027, still available to sell and ship, but no more security patches unless you buy the extended security updates. If you need that, please reach out to us at Arrow and I can walk you through that process. You have to buy 100 hours of support from Microsoft, and then you buy an ESU license per server per year. And you can buy them 1 year at a time. You don't have to commit to 3 years. You can just do 1 year if that'll get you by as you migrate to newer versions. So then that leads us to the middle one there in the teal green, which is Windows Server 2016, Windows Embedded Server 2016. Very long life, had 15 years of life. So you'll see that it goes all the way out till 2031. The early server versions had 15 years of life and 10 years of support. That's why you'll see them extend out longer or as long as the newer versions, which only have 10 years of support and 10 years of life. And we do have a lot of customers still on 2016, not very few on 2012, but we do have a lot on 2016. And it is very common to sort of jump over a version. So if you're on 2016 now, you absolutely should be looking at Server 2022. You should be downloading that. You should be starting your testing. It's available, to download from the Software Order Center. Get some test keys. I can help you with test keys so you can go ahead and start working with a fully activated product to do your testing. And then when you're ready, we can get you a quote on those 2022 licenses. Customers, lots of customers on 2019. You still have plenty of support, plenty of life left. Probably if you're on 2019, you're probably going to wait for the 2025 version. So typically every 3 years will be a new server version. So we can expect a new Windows IoT Server 2025 edition in the year 2025. And it will be very common for OEMs that are on 2019 to skip over 2022 and jump to 2025. If you're on 2016, you should be looking at 2022 now because your end of support will be in 2027. And it would be in your best interest to obviously get to a product that gives you plenty of time to stay supported and have those security patches. So again, ESU, if you need that for 2012, reach out to us. We can get you a quote on that, and you can keep extending that while you migrate to 2022. Also keep in mind, server products have downgrade rights. It's very common for you could buy a 2022 server license and yet load 2019, 2016, and even 2012 in a virtual machine on those servers, and you have the ability to request the downgrade keys, downgrade server keys. We can help you with that too. So that's very common in this channel. Buy the newer version, then load the older version in virtual machines as needed to keep your solution moving along. So let's move ahead and jump into SQL Server, the SQL Server roadmap. And what you'll see here is that also SQL Server 2008 dropped off the roadmap. So that product is finally gone as well. If you're on that product, you should have moved by now. And you'll see that even the SQL 2012, the support ended a year over, a while ago, 2022, July 2022, almost 18 months ago, that support ended. If you still need security patches for that product, there are extended security updates for it. I have down here at the bottom. I'm obviously blocking the coverage again. If you need those dates, again, they'll cover July through July of each year, 2022 to 23, 24, 25. So that can get you 3 more additional years of security patches for SQL 2012. That product doesn't go into life until 2027. And then SQL had a 2014 edition rather than a 2012 R2. So that was weird time when Windows had Server 2012 R2, but SQL had 2014 rather than 2012 R2. And so you'll see the dates there. And so July of next year of 2024, you'll see that the support will end for the 2014 product. And again, those older products had 15 years of life. The newer products only 10 years of life. That's why you'll see the roadmap sort of scrunch up, and the dates for both the end of life and end of support being very, very close to the same. I'm blocking the 2022 version right there. So we have an entire parts list that actually has the part number, the description, and the end of life and end of support dates on it. So if you just want an entire parts list with all of these dates and part numbers and descriptions, reach out to us, windowsiot@arrow.com, and we can get you that parts list with all of these dates. But it is very important to keep your solution supported, keep it security patched. Stay up with this roadmap. Plan your product releases. Know when the hardware is going to die. Know when the software is going to end support and life. And we always try to help you that here at Arrow. So thank you for watching the video on Server and SQL. Any questions on Windows IoT Server, SQL, or Windows IoT in general, reach out to us here at Arrow, windowsiot@arrow.com. Thank you for watching.